Okay, so we're diving into this whole SEO timeline thing.
Yeah.
You've built a website for your business.
Right.
But how long
Mm-hmm.
until you actually see results from SEO?
It is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Really is.
Yeah, and this blog post that we're looking at from now Technology Systems,
Yep.
they're an Australian web services company.
Mm-hmm.
They really emphasize that SEO is not like this overnight magic trick.
Right.
It's more about building like a solid house.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those first few months are like laying the foundation.
Exactly. You wouldn't expect to move into a house with just a foundation.
No way.
So this article really dives into those first 3 months, and they say,
Okay.
you've really got to focus on things like keyword research. You have to figure out what your potential customers are actually typing into Google.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Instead of just like what your business game is or...
Exactly. What you think people are searching.
Right.
It's what are they actually typing in.
Yeah. What are people actually searching for?
Exactly.
Okay.
And once you know those keywords, then you can sprinkle them throughout your website content.
Gotcha.
But also, you have to make sure that your site is technically sound
Okay.
so that Google can actually find it and understand it.
So this is all that like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, so they call it crawlability and indexability.
Oh, those are words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's just making sure that Google can read your website.
So it's like you're setting the stage for this big performance.
Yes.
Making sure the lights work and the microphones are
Exactly. You're getting everything ready, but the curtain hasn't gone up yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so no need to panic if you're not on page 1 of Google after a month.
No, not at all.
What about months 3 to 6?
Okay.
What can we realistically expect then?
So this is where we move from foundation to framing,
Okay.
so to speak.
I like it.
The article says you might start seeing some tiny green shoots.
Okay.
Maybe your website pops up a bit higher for certain keywords,
Yeah.
or you get a few more clicks from Google.
So it's like those first signs of life in our website garden?
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And speaking of gardens,
Okay.
they stress that consistent, high-quality content is absolutely essential.
Really?
You wouldn't plant a seed and then just like forget about it, would you?
No. No, you got to water it.
Exactly. You need to nurture it
Yeah.
with sunshine and water.
So you're saying content is the sunshine and water for my website?
Think of it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Especially content that's tailored to what your audience is looking for.
Right.
They're the ones that you want to attract.
And we are talking about Australia specifically.
Yes, especially for Australian businesses.
Okay.
Because we want people who
Yeah.
are in Australia to find these businesses.
This is where those local keywords come in handy.
Right, exactly. This blog post emphasizes that local SEO is incredibly important,
Huge.
especially for Australian businesses.
Okay.
It's not enough to just say best coffee.
Right.
You need to think best coffee Melbourne or best coffee Perth.
So someone in Sydney searching for best coffee is probably looking for something different than someone in Perth.
You got it.
Okay.
And by targeting those local keywords,
Well, yeah.
you're showing Google, and more importantly, your potential customers, that you understand their specific needs.
You're right in their neighborhood.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've planted the SEO seeds.
Yes.
They're starting to sprout.
Yeah.
We're making sure they get plenty of sunshine, water, and local love.
Lots of local love.
What happens as we approach that 6 to 12-month mark?
This is where things get really exciting.
Ooh, I like it.
Remember that solid foundation we talked about?
Yes.
Well, if you've been diligently nurturing your website, this is where you start to see the fruits of your labor.
Okay, give me the good stuff.
I know you're ready.
What kind of results are we talking about? Because this is exciting.
It is exciting. Well, instead of just like a few extra website visits,
Yeah.
now we're talking about potentially landing on that coveted page 1 of Google
Wow.
for some of your target keywords.
Okay.
And that means more people are finding you organically.
Organically, so they're not clicking on an ad. They're just finding you through a Google search.
Exactly.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and the article points out that you should see a consistent upward trend in your organic traffic.
Okay.
It's not just a one-time spike.
Gotcha.
It's about building sustainable growth.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Sustainable growth.
Exactly.
Okay, so that sounds great if you are a brand new business.
Right.
But not every business is starting from scratch.
That's true.
Some businesses have been around for a long time. Maybe they've even dabbled in SEO before.
Yeah.
Does this timeline still apply?
That's a great question, and this article actually does address that.
Okay.
They say that a website's history plays a role.
So like an older website that's been around for a while
Exactly.
versus a brand new website.
Yeah, a brand new website is like that brand new coffee shop on the block.
Okay.
It takes time to kind of build up a reputation and attract those regulars.
But that older website is like that beloved local bakery that everyone knows and loves.
Precisely.
They've been around forever.
Yeah, people already trust it, and Google does too.
Gotcha.
So an established website will naturally have an easier time climbing that SEO ladder.
Makes sense.
But that doesn't mean older businesses can just coast on their laurels.
Right, because even the best bakeries
Exactly.
need to keep the recipes fresh.
They got to come up with some new stuff.
They got to have that new donut.
Yes, new pastries are key.
Exactly.
This article really emphasizes that SEO is an ongoing process.
Right.
It's like going to the gym.
Okay.
You wouldn't expect to see results from just one workout.
Definitely not. I'd be suspicious of any gym that told me that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about building a routine and sticking with it.
Consistency.
Yes, consistency is key,
Got it.
especially in that 6 to 12-month period
Okay.
when you're really starting to gain that momentum.
So what can businesses do during that time to really make the most of their SEO efforts?
Okay.
Because the article did mention a few things that can maybe speed up the process a little bit.
It did.
So let's talk about those.
Okay.
Let's dive in.
Well, we already touched on one local SEO.
Yeah, local SEO is huge.
Huge, and they go deeper than that.
Okay.
They highlight the importance of claiming and optimizing your Google My Business profile.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's huge for showing up in those local searches.
So if I own that independent coffee shop we were talking about,
Yes.
I want to make sure that my Google My Business profile is accurate. It's up to date.
Yes.
It's got good pictures on it.
It showcases what makes your shop unique.
Exactly.
Yes, and don't forget about those local keywords we discussed.
Yes. Sprinkle those in every
Sprinkle them throughout your website content and even in your Google My Business description.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so local SEO, check.
Check.
What else can businesses do to give their SEO a little boost?
Well, they bring up a point that I think a lot of business owners might be a little hesitant to hear.
Okay, I like it already.
Sometimes you need to call in the professionals.
You're talking about hiring an SEO agency?
I am.
Okay.
And I know it can be another expense,
Right?
but think of it this way. An experienced SEO agency is like a seasoned park ranger.
Okay.
They know the terrain of the internet like the back of their hand.
Yeah, is that true?
They understand the Google algorithms. They have access to fancy tools and analytics.
Oh, yeah, they've got all the secret gadgets.
They do, and they have a proven track record of guiding businesses to the top of those search results.
So they know what they're doing.
They do.
Okay.
But, and this is important, the article stresses that even if you do hire an agency, you can't just check out completely.
So it's not about handing over the reins and saying, all right, take me to the promised land in SEO.
Not at all. You as the business owner, you're still the expert on your brand and your customer.
I know my customers best.
Exactly.
Okay.
You need to be actively involved in the process, providing feedback and insights to your SEO team.
So it's more like we're all in this together.
Yes, it's a partnership.
Okay.
You're working together to achieve this common goal.
Gotcha.
And this actually ties into another important point from the article.
Okay.
SEO is not a set it and forget it kind of deal.
You can't just like wind it up and let it go?
No.
Okay.
You need to be constantly monitoring and adjusting your strategies based on what's working and what's not.
Okay. So even if we have like the best SEO plan in the world,
Yeah.
we still need to be able to be flexible and adjust as we go.
Exactly, because the online world is constantly changing.
Things move fast on the internet.
Google is always tweaking its algorithms.
Really? They never stop?
No new trends pop up out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah?
And what your target audience is searching for today might be totally different tomorrow.
Yeah, the internet's like a different place than it was 5 years ago.
Exactly.
I can only imagine what it's going to be like in 5 years.
Right, so you have to stay flexible and adapt to this ever-changing digital landscape.
So it's like checking Google Analytics every day.
Yeah, you want to be regularly checking your website's analytics.
Okay.
Because that way you can see what's resonating with your audience,
Okay.
what keywords are driving traffic, and where you might need to make some adjustments.
It's like checking the map on a road trip.
I like that.
You know, you have your route planned out,
Yeah.
but maybe there's a detour or...
A scenic route
Yeah,
that you want to take.
exactly. And speaking of detours,
Yes.
this article doesn't shy away from the fact that SEO can be a bit of a roller coaster ride.
It definitely can.
So there are going to be times when we see like amazing progress.
Yes.
And there are going to be times when it feels like nothing's happening.
Right. It can feel like you're just stuck in first gear.
I'm sure that's where that don't give up section comes in.
Exactly.
Because I imagine it's really easy to get discouraged when you're not seeing those results right away.
It really is. And this is where patience and persistence become so important.
Patience and persistence.
Yes. What this article really drives home is that SEO is a long-term investment.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. It's about building a strong online presence that will attract customers for years to come.
Yeah, you're building something that will hopefully last a long time.
Right? It's like planting an oak tree.
Oh, I like it.
You know, it takes time,
Yeah.
care, attention.
You got to water it.
But once it grows,
Yeah.
it can withstand almost anything.
And we are talking about Australian businesses specifically here. So
Yes. And building that strong online presence goes beyond just the SEO.
Okay.
This article really highlights the importance of understanding and adhering to those local regulations and standards.
Okay, so we're talking online accessibility standards, data privacy laws, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And those guidelines that are specific to Australia.
So it's not just about like looking good for Google.
No.
It's about building trust with your audience.
It's about doing things the right way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's where now technology systems,
Yes.
they come in.
They do.
They're the ones who wrote the article.
They position themselves as this trusted guide for Australian businesses trying to navigate this SEO world.
So for anyone listening out there who feels like they need a little extra help, maybe they need to call in that park ranger
Yes.
to guide them through it.
Especially here in Australia, their expertise in local SEO could be so valuable.
Awesome. Well, this has been incredibly eye-opening. I feel like we've learned a lot today.
Me too.
So for everyone listening out there on your own SEO journeys,
Yes.
here's something to think about.
Okay.
This article focused on organic SEO,
Right.
building that traffic naturally.
Yeah. Mhm.
But what if we combine that
Okay.
with a little splash of paid advertising?
Ooh, that's interesting.
You know, could that jumpstart our visibility while we're waiting
Yeah.
for those SEO seeds to grow?
That's a great question.
It's something to think about as you're crafting your own SEO strategy.
Definitely.
And as always, thanks for diving deep with us.
Of course.
Until next time, happy optimizing.